Okay, this is a continuation. Today is August 18th, Monday. This is a continuation of, what I'm bringing forward as far as licensing and certification, whether or not they're an inept regulatory agency such as the Veterans Administration was in handling the Veterans Affairs. Um, the three prior videos, if you've been watching, have shown you where every complaint I submitted was basically returned unsubstantiated, even though I notified him that I had videotapes and other materials and was never followed up with, never given a chance to give a statement. And shall we say that the letter that I received, I consider a little intelligence fixing. But anyway, that's for you guys to notice. All right, the reason I'm continuing with this is because I've said before, it brings up very many painful memories of when I was illegally denied emergency services. If you go to my own private Guantanamo.com, you'll see the signed confession and the years that it took me to get for the denial of emergency services in 2001. Well, in 2001, I, of course, did the correct thing and turned in San Francisco General for the denial of emergency services. And this is, of course, naturally the risk management response that I got from licensing and certification. Shall we talk about form letters that haven't changed in 10 years? All right. 2002. I'm sorry about this. This is a screensaver off my laptop. This is difficult. All right. It's basically the same form. Everything is the same. Oh, and by the way, this was for San Francisco General Hospital, complaint number 22-0012087. And the basis for this finding is as follows. We were not able to substantiate your complaint. My. LNC was not able to validate your complaint allegation through direct observation, interviews, and or review of documents. In addition, there were no unrelated violations of regulations were observed. Therefore, licensing certification will take no further action. Next paragraph, basically our final decision is based on on-site investigation. Once again, this decision is not subject to any further administrative review. Signed, John Hilton, Acting Director Administrator. All right, so this was 2002, after the illegal denial of emergency services at San Francisco General. So I, of course, followed up with him, because I, of course, do everything correctly. And there's my follow-up letter as of 6/21 to Mr. Hilton. Dear Mr. Hilton, I'm in receipt of your letter dated June 20th, 2002 concerning the findings made by this organization. Unfortunately, they are not accurate and therefore must appeal this decision. Please send me all relevant information about the process and procedure to start the appeal process. If you prefer, you may have Miss Diane Marana contact me to start the process. Please be aware that time is still very important. I don't want this to drag out forever, as is the common risk management tactic that I will not accept. Let us not forget that your organization already went way over the prescribed time in completing the original investigation. Please be aware that I have all the documentation as to the request / follow-up / timeliness of this procedure, timeliness in question mark. I am certainly hoping that the appeal process will be more timely. Next paragraph. Please be aware that I also have, okay, that's a different thing. All right, and so I signed it and sent it to him. Okay, so there it is, dated 6/21/2002. Okay, so let's continue with this rig process. Here is the response I got from CMS. This letter constitutes the second and final response to your complaint against what you believe was inappropriate denial of emergency room services. I mean, it just continues and continues, folks. Because not only did I turn them into licensing and certification, I turned them into CMS. Now, please hold on, because I want to show you, as I stated before, I, of course, wrote back, and unfortunately, it just continues at each and every organization you go to. Then when I got this signed confession in 2007, I went back to licensing and certification, and I have that paperwork. So if you're interested, just leave comments on this webpage, and I'll work on making a video of the fact that not only did I go back with the signed confession, my intent was to, of course, hold them accountable, like what's happening right now with the vets, wanting to seek accountability without it just being fluffed off. Well, they were only doing their job, we really can't hold the lower guys accountable. Oh, and the upper guys are gone, or they've been demoted, or gone to a different division, so nobody's accountable. Let's go forward. This let's go forward is clearly debatable, given the fact that the methodology is rigged. I have repeatedly shown you that the methodology is wrong when it comes to licensing and certification. I have shown you what I have gotten. I have shown you that, of course, when it's set to fail, it will fail. However, it doesn't mean that I've done anything wrong. I've just been thrown into a rigged system. So you've got to ask yourself the questions, how could my complaints, that you saw, that I just received the 3 responses from licensing and certification, be their claim that they were not able to be substantiated, be even a claim that they can make, considering that there's videos and documentation. If anything, it points to the failure on their part. And this is, one of the reasons I didn't want to bring this forward, because as I've said before, it's known as the principle of evident intent. That's something I can discuss with you guys later, but it's right up there with the banality of evil. We can have a philosophical discussion about that later. However, I just wanted to point out what is and what comes of what is, as opposed to what should be. I will continue to post. I will continue to follow up, and like I said, if I get, requests, I may just post more to look at more paperwork regarding, the fact that I do have a signed confession. Just go to my own private Guantanamo.com. There you'll see the signed confession, and you'll see some of the paperwork. So please realize that, unlike some of the commenters that I've had before here on YouTube, which I believe are just here to play me, be trolls, maybe work for the police department or the hospital, do whatever to divert from the truth, which of course isn't working. The truth is, I am always still seeking my medical care. I will not give up my rights to do it, and unfortunately, not only am I dead right, I've kept the documentation. So continue to watch, as I will continue to do the right thing in a society which there is no consequence, apparently, for doing the wrong thing. I still await contact from the FBI, the Office of Inspector General, in regard to turning, the hospitals in for the denial of emergency services, which is on YouTube. Let's not forget that the Office of Inspector General is, the office that got the signed confession with an admission of fault and guilt. Go to my own private Guantanamo.com. I'll be making videos about the Office of Inspector General later in addition. All right, thank you.